think you guys know what time it is. I think you guys, when you hear the song, you know what time it is. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the TDME live Crypto Decrypted on a Friday afternoon, on a rainy Friday afternoon, right? I hope everyone is well. I hope you guys are well wherever you are. I'm waiting for the slow pokes to join in, like my brother Ash, like he used to say, waiting for the slow pokes, right? Where are you guys? Just gonna give them just a few seconds, waiting for the slow pokes to jump in. Let's go. Definitely, it's another one. Welcome back to another one, right? For the benefit of those joining us for the first time, I go by the name of Tsepo, one half of the TD Markets Academy, all right? And this is what we bring you every Friday at 2 p.m. The live Crypto Decrypted trading room. A little bit different to the one you used to on a Tuesday and a Thursday, all right? But before we get started, guys, please let me know if the sound is good, all right? This a weird sound that I'm hearing on my end. Plus, do let me know if on your end the sound is good. My audio, my voice is audible enough. Aha, there we go. It's perfect. Perfect. All right. Once again, welcome back, everyone. I'm very excited to be back with you guys. Last week, Ash was holding it down for you guys. What the proper session that you guys had with Ash, right? This time around, it's me. I'm with you guys, and we're going to get started, all right? So I'm going to be with you guys at least about 30 minutes, 40 minutes from now. And there's a lot to talk about, but simplified, right? But if you guys want to... Actually, let's first start here, right? If you guys want to open up an account on our TDME exchange or TDM exchange, this is the website, tdmarkets.io, all right? This is where you open your account if you want to get to here, all right? The details are on the chat right now. And for any information that you might require, you can contact us on care@tdmarkets.com. The information will be on your screen, right? Let's interact. Right, let's interact, participate on the chat, and let's have a proper session today. All right, so let's get it started, guys. Obviously, the focus is crypto. All right, the focus is crypto. What is happening in the crypto markets right now? That is what we're going to be talking about. Something big just happened, which I'm going to share with you guys, all right? And this will put things into perspective. Remember, right now, what's happening in the crypto right now is emotions. That is what's happening right now, emotions. That is what's driving the price of Bitcoin, which is filtering through to the other coins, emotions, right? So we're going to get started. So let's see, guys, what's happening. Let me just check the chat. I can see you. Tabang, I can see you. Baker, the creator. Hey, Baker the creator, right? Transfer, I can see you. Nkululeko, I can see you. I'm waiting for all the other people to join in on the chat. Let me know where you're connecting from. I'm streaming live from Joburg. It's a rainy weather up here. All right. So let's get right into it, guys. So first things first, right? What is happening in the crypto market right now? The last time we spoke, I told you that manipulation is what's driving the sentiment, is what's driving the markets right now. Pure manipulation, all right? And we're still seeing that again. So I think for the most part, we're going to stick to the same script, all right? At the moment, the crypto has nothing to do, or actually the price of the crypto has nothing to do with, blockchain, has nothing to do with basically the fundamentals, right? Like the mining and all of that. What's happening right now is pure manipulation. So emotions is, I think, the theme, all right? So now we're going to talk about what's been happening this week. And first of all, let's start with the liquidation of orders, right? Let's start here. In the last 24 hours, there's been about 175 million positions that have been liquidated, right? We can see, if you take a look at here, where I'm highlighting right now, in the last 24 hours, there's been $175 million of positions that are liquidated, right? Now, if you look at the gap between the long and the short position, there isn't much gap, because out of those positions, about $97 million are long positions and about $77 million are short positions. Now, this is in the last 24 hours, right? So remember, when we first look at this, when I first show you this, I think the total number of positions was about $1.3 billion that are liquidated, but now the number is going down. So this is very important to you and I. You see this information now? It's very important to you and I. We're going to go to Bitcoin right now, and then we're going to see where price is. But this is where we start, understanding the liquidation of the positions, right? Or rather, the heat map. Now, from here, let's have a look at where the market cap is, all right? Where the market cap is right now. The market cap, obviously, it's just been slowly recovering, right? At the moment, we are sitting on about 3.12 trillion. That is the total market cap right now. It went down to about 2.84 trillion, right? So usually, remember guys, right? For those who are not aware of this is some of the indicators we first look at before we go to the charts, all right? So what's happening right now in the crypto, remember, crypto is a different ball game to your FX, right? Crypto is a different ball game. So with crypto, you've got these indicators like your altcoin season index, you've got your fear and greed, you've got your Bitcoin dominance, market cycle indicators. This is basically what's telling us of what's happening around the world, right? In terms of the crypto. So now you look at Bitcoin, all right? You look at Bitcoin. Now the total market cap in the crypto market is about here it is right now, right? At the moment, 3.12 trillion. That is the total market cap. Bitcoin holds about 58, close to 59% of the total market cap. Close to 59%. So Bitcoin's market cap is about $1.8 trillion, right? Now look at this. I'm going somewhere with this. Just be with me right now. So the total market cap is 3.1 or 3.12 trillion. Bitcoin holds 1.18 trillion, around 1.18, 1.19 trillion. All right. That is about 59% roughly, right? Now, out of that, the total supply of Bitcoins, right, it is 21 million. So around the world, globally, right, the total number of Bitcoins is 21 million, right? At the moment, the Bitcoins that are circulating, it's close to 20 million. So I think it's around 21, I think it's around 19.5. In fact, let's have a look, right? So this is where you find it. Now, the total supply right there is 21 million, right? Now, what's circulating right now, it's 19, close to 20 million, right? Bitcoin that's circulating right now. So if Bitcoin takes a big chunk of the total crypto market cap, that means now whatever Bitcoin does, the total market cap will be affected. All right. So this is where I'm going with this. So let's go back to the total market cap. So you see now it's slowly recovering, right? If we go to the Bitcoin price right now, you will see that Bitcoin is slowly recovering, right? Let me go to it. There we go. We are looking at this. Now look at this push towards the upside. There we go. You see that? Now, we saw previously that Bitcoin fell, right? When this happens, when we see Bitcoin falling, what happens to the market cap? It also drops, right? It also drops. So this tells you that whatever Bitcoin does, right? Because Bitcoin is the first currency, right? It is the mother of currencies. And then after that, you have your Ethereum, your Ripple that comes after that. So whatever Bitcoin does, trust me, it's going to impact almost the whole industry, right? Or not industry, but the whole market. So now, this is where we start now understanding, right? Great stuff. Now from here, what happened recently, guys, right, is this. Let me show you this. this is what happened recently. Now, what is this? Right? If you guys know in the chat, maybe before I jump into this, let me look at the chat right now, right? We've got about, I think, 12, 15 people watching us live. Now, what do you think this is? Right, just take a guess. What do you think right now on your screen? What do you think this is? Right, just take a wild guess. Let me see. All the crypto lovers, the crypto traders, what is this? Let's see. Just gonna give you guys a minute or two. Nobody. Anyone going once, going twice? All right, so let me explain it, right? And this is one of the indicators. Now, do you see in FX, you have what we call the COT report in FX. Now, COT stands for Commitment of Traders, right? This is in the FX. Now, that report, the Commitment of Traders, that report, right? Okay, I can see in Kululeke says it's an uptrend. Hey, we are far from that, right? But let me explain. So in Forex, the COT report refers to the Commitment of Traders. It's a report that tells you the changes of orders that are taking place, right? So it will show you that in this week, this is the total amount of long positions compared to last week. So say, for instance, you're looking at Euro USD, right? And then you want to understand the sentiment and basically the COT report of the positions. So the COT report will show you that on Euro USD, right? In the past month, there's been about, for argument's sake, 500,000 long positions, right? In the previous month. If you compare it to this month, out of those positions, there's been about 100,000 positions long, 100,000 that's been closed, right? So just be with me. So there was about 500,000 of long positions opened on Euro USD. And then when the COT report comes out for maybe this week, it tells you that, right, it has changed, right? It has changed from 500 to 400, meaning that those long positions have been closed. All right, that is what the COT report is. Now, in crypto, is there anything like that? Yes, right? So what I'm showing you right now, it is essentially I don't want to say a wallet, but it's essentially the positions or the position of a whale, right? In crypto, we refer to a whale as an entity or an individual that holds large positions, right? So this is the report, right, of the whale that has opened a position in Bitcoin. It's kind of like the COT report. You can see what whales are doing out there, right? Now, what we see, and this is what happened recently, is that this whale has closed his short position on Bitcoin and has opened a long position on Bitcoin that is worth $91 million. $91 million. Right? Now, what does this mean? Remember, the last time we spoke, we said at the moment, the crypto market is driven by emotions. You've got these whales that are opening short position, opening long positions. Now, remember, these whales can manipulate price, right? They can manipulate because they are holding large capital, right, or large positions. So now, if you see the majority of these whales going long, right, that means there's going to be some price reaction from that. If they go short, there's going to be some price reaction. So what's happening and what's been happening for a month and a half or the past 2 months is that these whales have been opening short positions, long positions, and these are large positions, right? So my theory is that they are looking for a better price to go long. They are selling. They are looking for a better price to go long. They are going to go long. You guys will see, right? The market will go long, right? So, and also on the same note, please don't take this as advice, right? This is just my point of view, right? Or our point of view, right? Please don't take this as advice, all right? So now my theory is that these whales are manipulating price to push down so they can buy later on, because especially Bitcoin is very bullish. what's happening right now, it's a cycle that has happened over and over and over again, where people thinking that Bitcoin is changing direction. I'm going to show you all of this, right? So now, this whale has opened up this position. There's something that he knows that we don't know. There's something that he knows that you don't know, right? So keep that at the back of your mind. So this is basically from the indicator point of view. This is what we can see on the crypto market, especially on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin affects almost the entire market. Now, when we go to price, this is our exchange. I believe that Ash went over this with you guys on the previous session, right? Our exchange. Let me look at the chat quickly. T, can you please come again? All right. From where? Where should I start explaining, or until where should I go back? Right. So okay. So while we're waiting for the reply there from Tabang, seeking more clarity. Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll reply to that. Right. So now we're looking at Bitcoin. All right. I want to show you guys where Bitcoin is at the moment, and I'm gonna open the MetaTrader platform to explain this, because I want to go back in price. All right. So let me just do this. There we go. Now have a look at this, guys. Right. Obviously, the market has been extremely bearish. All right. I think looking at all the coins, right? Looking at all the coins, the market has been bearish. All right. And we have your, in fact, there hasn't been a best performing cryptocurrency in the past week, right? All of them have been bearish. So the crypto market as a whole right now is bearish. There's a bit of recovery that is happening, right? For this week at least. So it's been a bullish week so far in the crypto market within the bearish cycle. I'll explain what that means. You are talking about whales. Yeah, so what I mean is this, right? In the crypto market, you've got what we call OG whales. Now, these whales, a whale is referred to an individual or an entity that is transacting large amount of crypto, right? Large amounts of crypto. So when they open positions, they open like $100 million positions in crypto. That is referred to a whale, right? They are controlling and trading large sums of crypto. So what happens is that these whales have the ability to manipulate price, right, of Bitcoin, if they are obviously trading Bitcoin. So what's happening right now is there's a fight happening between these whales. There are some whales that are opening long positions, some are opening short positions. But according to the liquidity heat map, most of them are opening short positions, right? Because long positions have been liquidated, meaning have been forcefully closed. So now my point was, there is a specific whale, right, that I just showed you right now. There's a specific whale that just opened a $91 million long position on Bitcoin. Now, when you see these whales opening such positions, you need to ask yourself, what is it that they know, right? There's something that they know. A whale can't just open that position out of nowhere, right? When the market was here as well, there was a specific whale that opened a short position, right? And that whale is regarded as a whale that has about 95% strike rate, okay? So now he opened a short position, all right? So there's something that these people know. There's something that these people know, right? So now this whale opened that long position there, and now we want to see how the market is going to react. So that is basically what a whale is, right? That's basically what the whale is. So now let's look at where the prices of Bitcoin, right? We mentioned this price, guys, right? Remember this price. We mentioned that Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was going down, we mentioned that it created this structure, and this was the last lower high before it pushed up, right? Now that structure becomes very important because it is the last lower high before price pushed up. So meaning that this whole zone here, this is where previously, we can see that this is where the orders, the long positions have been for price to react this way. There was a lot of long positions within this zone, right? So now this zone is very important to you and I. Now look at how price is reacting at the moment. It went to tap that zone one more time, giving us a bit of a deeper retest, but now it's pushing up. So obviously, right, we are talking about this cycle here, from here, right? A lot of people are afraid and scared, and they think that this is gonna change the direction. All right, but this is nothing but the cycle of Bitcoin, right? What is happening right now is not entirely changing the long-term behavior of Bitcoin, right? This is something that has happened. Remember when Bitcoin did the same thing here, right? And then it went down, right? What's happening right now is exactly what happened there. What happened also here. That's exactly what's happening. So you know, you can say it's a correction, you can say it's a retracement. That's exactly what it is, right? So we're not seeing this as the change of price entirely, right? We're seeing it as nothing but a correction, and we're anticipating Bitcoin to still continue pushing up later on, which Ethereum is likely gonna follow, right? And Ripple and your Doge coins, the altcoins, likely gonna follow. So now this is a very important area on Bitcoin, right? If price breaks this area towards the downside, then the next important area is gonna be around this low. So we're looking at these two areas. So now what does this mean to you and I? It simply means that at the moment, we can't conclude and saying that Bitcoin is ready to go up. We can't do that as yet, right? Because this structure is still bearish. But what we can do is to follow this reaction and see how far it is gonna go, right? If you look to the left, you have this previous structure, right? You've got this previous structure. You also have this previous structure here. So now obviously Bitcoin, for it to go up, it needs to break these structures. This is where previously short positions have been, right? So for us to say now we are ready to go up, this is the next barrier. Bitcoin needs to break this structure for it to go up. And then from there, it needs to break this one as well for it to go up. See what I'm talking about? So we can't conclude and say it's ready to go up. What if it goes down one more time? So what we can do now is to follow this move. And see how far it can go, right? So what I see is that whatever happens down here, there's a high probability that we're gonna go and retest. We're gonna go back to this area, right? There's a higher probability chance that you're gonna go up to this area. It doesn't matter whatever, it doesn't matter what happens here. So there's a possibility that price can still go down one more time. Maybe let me do this. Just give me 1 second. There we go. So now there's a possibility that we can still get this push to the downside again, right? But what I'm saying is whatever happens here, there's a higher probability chance that we're gonna see Bitcoin reaching that area because it's a break and retest, right? If you follow this structure, look at how this structure has been, right? So we broke below, right? According to price reaction and structure, we're anticipating a retest of this, right? And then from there, from that retest, does it mean that we're gonna go down? It's a possibility because from there, you've got two possibilities. We can continue going up or it can continue going down. It's a possibility. But before we get to that, this is what now we would focus on, at least price going back to that zone. So now, before that happens, right, like I said, we need to just follow this move. Before that happens, if you go to your lower time frames, right now, this is the current structure that is forming, right? This is the current structure. Now, this structure it's bullish at the moment. And what we want to see now is the following. If it continues to create corrections like this, right? So it's going up right now. If it continues to create corrections like this, then we're likely going to see continuation towards the upside. So we're likely going to see these movements towards the upside. So this was the last correction. Price broke and the market went up. So this is us now tracking this move, following and tracking this move. So let's say you see where it is right now. Let's say the market then starts doing this, right? It's likely going to continue pushing towards the upside. Here, this is what we want to see now. It's likely going to continue pushing towards the upside if it does that. So we just need to follow it. But now, if along the way, right? If along the way, we start to get an aggressive price reaction towards the downside. So let's say price aggressively reacts like this towards the downside, right? Then we could be looking at an impulsive wave that might set up for the following. That might set up for a breakout. It could set up for a breakout and a possible continuation towards the downside, right? Now, should this happen, then that means now from the whale's point of view, that means now there are still whales who are shorting the market. There are still whales. Remember, I'm basing all of this from the indicators we got. Remember, I showed you the liquidity heat map. So if you go back to the liquidity heat map, you will notice that, where is it? There we go. Not this one. You will notice that, there is a small amount of positions that are liquidated, a small amount. We are moving from I think it was 1.8 billion to a few millions, right? Small positions have been closed. And look at the distance between longs and short, right? It's not that huge. The gap is not that huge. So this is one of the indicators we can use for us to get a better understanding of how price has been reacting and how it's most likely going to react, because we're looking at probabilities now, right? And then I also showed you the current total supply, the current supply of Bitcoin, and what you spoke about in the beginning. So if you just joined us, you missed that, you can just rewind and then you'll catch that information, all right? So if you try to make all of this, if you try to make sense, and also looking at the whales that are opening such positions, if you try to make sense of what's happening right now, you will notice that this is a huge possibility. This move down is a huge possibility, right? That means there are still whales that are opening short positions. Remember, whales, not retail traders, but whales. They are still opening short positions, all right? Which means there's a possibility that we can visit this low one more time, right? Hence, I'm saying to you guys, it's important that we follow this move. So if we speculate that it's going to push towards the upside, right? We need this move to give us those confirmations, like these corrections. So if you go back to the lower, let me just zoom in, right? So if it continues to form corrections like this, it's going to continue pushing up. That is us now following this move, right? But at some point, if it starts to do this, then we're looking at this reaction here. Let me show you. Right, we're looking at something like this where we are getting this aggressive push towards the downside, which can result in this. Hope it makes sense. All right. So now going back to the exchange now. So we understand what Bitcoin is doing, right? Ethereum is going to follow as well. Ripple is likely going to follow as well. So we're going to touch on those things. Now, if you go to our exchange, definitely, right? Then we're going to look to open some long positions, right? I don't have a position at the moment because I'm tracking, but I'm looking to buy Bitcoin, right? I'm looking to buy Bitcoin. I don't have a position as yet. So the areas I'm tracking is this. I'm tracking this price one more time, right? Let me just change this color. So I'm tracking this price. So if the market was to go back down, right, and then it breaks this low, I'm going to look to open some long positions down here, right? And I'm going to track it. But now what I just told you is this, where we are looking at this price and the possibility of the market pushing back to this price, right? So I'm looking for long positions up to that price, So all I need to do is just to follow this move, right? So if it continues to give us these corrections like this, let me just change this. Let's do this. There we go. So if it continues to give us these corrections like this, so I'm just waiting for a correction now, right? I'm waiting for the correction to get a continuation towards the upside. Then I'm looking to open a long position. So I can't open it right now because we don't have any correction, right? What I'm also looking at is this. Let me do this. I'm looking at how the market broke above this zone, right? In fact, let me just draw like a zone like this. Let's change this and make it maybe something like this. There we go. So if you take a look at this zone here, you see how price is trading above this zone, right? Now, if price comes back for the retest, right, I'll be looking for this now, for a continuation to the upside there. Then I know I'm buying all the way up to there. But now I also need to do this. I also need to look at that. I also need to look at this now, this structure breaking towards the upside, right? So you see now, if I draw this resistance trend line, what can we see? We can see that price is trading below the trend line. So my outlook, my idea is to get price bouncing from this zone, right? To get price bouncing from this zone and breaking the trend line, also possibly breaking above this resistance because there's another resistance there. And then any corrections I get from there, I know that my focus is buying the market. Right? This is provided that we don't change this structure, right? This is provided that we don't change this. So for as long as price is moving within this bullish structure, these are the areas I'm looking for positions, right? But now remember, we also have the possibility of price not doing this, but going down. So if price was to break below this support here and the trend line, then that is when I will consider, okay, not consider, but this is where I would anticipate price to continue pushing a little bit towards the downside. You see, a little bit towards the downside. Then I'm waiting for price to get down here. I will see what's going to happen down here, right? There's a possibility we might form a double bottom and go up. So I'm going to look for those possibilities once we get down here. So that's basically the approach that I have on Bitcoin at the moment, right? And once it starts moving, then Ethereum is most likely to follow. Then you're going to have your Ripple also following. Then you're going to have a look at the Bitcoin dominance, where it is, right? It's on 58% at the moment. It is currently the Bitcoin season, because it's not the altcoin season. It's currently the Bitcoin season, but Bitcoin is going down. And that is my whole point, guys, right? That is my whole point. So, okay, let me show you this. Right. Right. I want you guys to look at this indicator, right? It is written the altcoin season index, right? So what happens is, if the reading, right, it is down here, that means it's currently the Bitcoin season. But if it's up there, that means it's the altcoin season, right? What does this mean? It means Bitcoin is likely gonna go up in value once this reading is down here. But once the reading is up there, that means Bitcoin is likely gonna drop in value and the altcoins will move up in value. This is what we call the altcoin season index. But now, if it's in between, right, anything is possible in between. So usually what happens is, when it's down here, Bitcoin rallies towards the upside. But now it's been going down. It's been going down. And then you've got your institutions who continue to expand their Bitcoin reserve, meaning they continue to acquire Bitcoins to expand their reserve. But still, Bitcoin is going down. What is going on? It's pure manipulation from the whales. So that's why in the beginning, I told you guys that emotions and manipulation is what's driving the price of Bitcoin and the crypto at the moment. So now, that is going to be over. At some point, that is going to be over. And once it's done, then we're likely going to see the market moving in its natural form, which now we're anticipating Bitcoin to go up, right? When will that start? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. So what we can do in the meantime is to look at such indicators, to look at these wallets, to see how money is moving from these wallets, to see how these whales, how these whales are moving their funds, rotating their funds, what positions are they in, and then try to make sense of what's happening. But these indicators will help you in order to try and make sense of what is happening and what's most likely to happen in the future. And that is basically the crypto market, guys. Simplified, right? Don't worry, guys. If this is a little bit strange and complicated, don't worry. Every Friday, 2 p.m., we unpack this for you guys, right? We're going to have discussions, of course. But yeah, we unpack this for you guys. All right. So let's see what's going to happen. I'm still keeping an eye on the markets, what's happening. I'll provide you guys with details. But at the moment, let's see what Bitcoin is going to do. Is it going to come back to retest this for maybe some longs? Is it going to change and come back down here one more time? Let's see. It will all depend on what happens here. It will all depend on what happens there. All right. So that's basically it, guys. That's basically it. Decrypting this crypto market, Crypto Decrypted. Hope you guys understood. Hope this was worth your while. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, okay, there's a question I think there. How do I save my technical analysis in the crypto? I mean, just like this. I mean, the drawings that you have on your chart, they should stay there. They should remain there. All right. So you see now, if I have this analysis here, if I close my platform or if I close this and open it again, it should be there. It should be there. It should be there. I want to go long on Cardano. I mean, it is still bearish at the moment, right? Cardano, it looks almost similar to Bitcoin, right? This is Cardano, ADA, USD. You want to go long? I would say be careful of this, right? You see how the market is moving, right? I also want to go long. But at the moment, it's not going up as strong as I want it to go. This is just the correction at the moment. So I'm a little bit careful with this because of how the market is going up, right? I want to see an aggressive reaction towards the upside first before I consider any buys. But if it moves like this, just like what Bitcoin is doing, then I'm just sitting on my hands at the moment, right? So yeah, so just be careful of this. It's moving slow. It might just come back down one more time, right? It might just come back down one. So just be careful of that. But yeah, I'm also looking for a long on Cardano. Also looking for a long. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, there we go. This is the Crypto Decrypted. And hope I tried to simplify it for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, let's see what's going to happen in the next week. All right. Next week, Friday, we're back again. We're going to see what has happened this week, compare it to the following week, and see if are we still in a bear market or is the bull market starting. All right. It always resets to default when I change. Yeah. In that way, I think then it removes your analysis automatically, All right. So we look into this. We'll look into this, but at the moment, if you start your platform and then it's not there, we'll look into this. All right. We'll see what we can do. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, there we go. There we have it. The Crypto Decrypted session. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have yourselves a nice weekend. We'll catch you guys back again on Friday. All right. Details are on the screen. If you guys want to ask us any questions, want to open an account. And yeah, from my side, have yourselves a good day, a good weekend. I'll catch you guys back next week.